Children. Today we're going to learn yet another very nice story called The Magic Bonbons. It is an American fairy tale written by L. Frank Baum, who has written many children's books, particularly his book called Wizard of Oz is a very well-known bestseller book. With hard work and perseverance can we achieve our dreams. We shouldn't rely on others to achieve our dreams. We are going to now see from the story how the magic bonbons. This is a short story, and with amusing events means funny events that we're going to reveal, that we're going to see how. Let me tell you the main characters of the story. The main characters of this story are the first one is Dr. Dawes, who's a chemist living in Boston, America, and he is good in making magic potions, right? And there's a lady called Claribel who is not very talented, but she wants to go up on the stage and perform. There's a little girl called Bessie, and her full name is Bessie Botswick. Okay, and her mother, her father, the senator, and a Yale professor. Let's read it on. In the first paragraph, you would see that the old chemist, he is very well known because he can make magic potions and he can help people do anything they want. So Claribel comes to meet Dr. Dawes and she gives him an offer to prepare her a magic potion. She had no talent at all, none whatsoever. She cannot play the piano. She's not a good acrobat. She's neither a high kicker nor she can sing well or dance well. But she wanted to go up on the stage. So she offers Dr. Dawes to pay a lot of money, okay, instead of him making her some magic potion or a magic something. And she calls Dawes, her Uncle Dawes. Uncle Dawes agrees to it and he calls her the following day at 2 p.m. to collect the box, to collect the magic potion from him. Whole night he practices to make different kinds of chemicals. He mixes and matches different chemicals. So chemical sorcery here you can see the word chemical sorcery means magic which is done by chemicals. So he does many mix and match and then he prepares something by 2 o'clock by at night. And the next day at 2 o'clock, Claribel appears to take the delivery, to take the magic potion. And he gives her the thing in exchange. He gives her a box of bonbons in exchange of a lot of money. So these were French bonbons. Bonbons are confectionaries. Just like you eat cakes and pastries, bonbons are also sweet confectionaries. He also tells her this is a progressive age, and he tells her that if it was somebody else and not him or any other magician, then they would have given her some bitter pill. But he tried his best and made some fluffy, delicious bonbons. So sorcerer means a magician here. So he's calling old-fashioned sorcerers to those people who would offer her bitter pills. But he was a new age sorcerer, so he had prepared something much better. And he tells the qualities of each and every bonbon to her. He says that the first one, the lavender color bonbon would help her dance very lightly, and he tells her about the pink bonbon, that if you eat the pink bonbon then you would sing like a nightingale, and if she eats the white one then it would enable her to become the finest elocutionist. Elocutionist means a person who is a good orator. He speaks well. And then he tells about the chocolate pie, which will charm you into playing the piano better. So anybody who eats the chocolate piece would be able to play the piano well, just like Rubinstein. Rubinstein is a very famous pianist. And if you eat the lemon yellow bonbon, then you would be able to kick 6 feet above your 6 feet above your head. So that means that's too high. So this girl called Claribel, she's very delighted. She takes the magic box and leaves his place, and she starts to, she pays him also, and then she starts to dream about shopping. She's already very confident that now she's going to perform on the stage and everybody is going to applaud for her, everybody is going to appreciate her, and she gets to wear new clothes and look good. So she now is ready to do the shopping. The chemist also warns her that these bonbons that he had prepared for her are very strong, and so please be warned. Eat it wisely. And then so she thanks him and she leaves. But while she was shopping, I told you now she wanted to shop, and so while she was shopping, she went to a ribbon counter, and while she was looking for the ribbons, she forgot her box, the precious box that she had just got from Uncle Dawes. She left it on the ribbon counter and forgot all about it. And after some time, a little girl comes to the same counter whose name is Bessie Bostwick. And she sees this magic potion. She sees this parcel beside. She also had many parcels. So she keeps them all in the same counter. And when she collects them, she realizes that she also carried this extra box. So here it is written. She had one too many. So when she says one too many, that means one is extra. One too many. Here it is. Then she opened it and exclaimed, "Oh, this is a box of candy." And then she says that, "Oh, this is only a box of candy, so it doesn't matter to anyone. So I can eat these. These are only chocolates." So she picks one of the chocolates and she eats it. She eats the chocolate piece. Out of the blue, out of the pink, lavender, lemon yellow, she picks up the chocolate piece. And if you remember, if you eat the chocolate piece, then you are able to play an instrument proficiently. So once she eats the chocolate piece, she gets a very strong urge to play an instrument, the piano. So she hurries to her home. She was only 12 years old, right? She hurries to her home and then she sits in her piano and she starts playing it. And she plays so well that she herself is not able to believe that it was she who was playing so well. The little girl, till she ate this chocolate bonbon, she was in infinite pain. That means she was learning to play piano, but she was a very bad learner till so yet. She had not been able to learn piano very well. She was struggling to learn it. So here it's written she usually played with a jerky movement of her right hand and a left hand that forgot to keep up and so made dreadful discords. So this is the description from which we come to know that she was actually a very bad piano player and she was just in the learning phase. But when after eating the bonbon, now she's changed. Under the influence of the chocolate bonbon, now she was playing exquisite harmony and she was filled with amazement at her own performance. She was wondering how is she playing so well. That was prelude, however. The next moment she dashed into Beethoven's Seventh Sonata and played it magnificently. So Beethoven is a very famous, world famous musician who makes sonatas. So these are tunes that we are talking about, and most of them, the tunes and the notes that this particular pianist or the musician prepares are very hard, cannot be played by ordinary people. But now here, under the influence of this chocolate pie, this girl is able to play it like a pro. She's playing like a professional musician so proficiently. And her mother, when he heard the piano sound, she came downstairs and she started to understand slowly. She first thought that it was a musical guest who had arrived, but when she discovered that it was her daughter who was playing it, she had an attack of palpitation of the heart. Palpitation of the heart means her heart was beating so fast she could not believe it. She sat down on a sofa and she kept on looking at her daughter, listening to her music. Meanwhile, Bessie played one piece after another with untiring energy. She loved music and now found that all she needed to do was to sit at the piano and listen. So Bessie was also enjoying playing the music, and she was all the more happy because now she knows that she doesn't have to make any effort and she can just listen to the music and keep her fingers on the piano. That's it. And all the notes that are coming out, all the music that is coming out from the piano are coming by themselves. She's not putting any effort. Twilight deepened in the room, and Bessie's father came home. Twilight deepened means it was late in the evening. Okay, it was late in the evening. And so when he came home, Bessie's father hung his hat and he also peeped. Means he didn't open the full door, he just looked a glance of it, that who was playing in the piano, who was playing in the parlor. And when he saw that it was his daughter who was playing the piano, he said, "Great Caesar!" he exclaimed, and he was so surprised, right? But the mother asked him to speak softly because she was so engrossed in playing the piano, and she asked him not to interrupt her. And she said that our child seems to be in a trance. Trance means she's not in this world, she's in another world. So do not disturb her. And then she asks him, "Did you ever hear such superb music?" She said, let alone our daughter who was learning piano, let alone Beethoven, who plays such good music. Have you ever heard our own child playing such good music?" And then the father says, "Oh, she's an infant prodigy." An infant prodigy. Infant means a baby, and prodigy means someone who's a born superstar, right? Who's so talented without taking any lessons. So he is calling her an infant prodigy. As they stood listening to the senator arrived. So now they have some guests in their house. The senator is the person who is related to the father, and the father had invited the senator and a professor to their house to have dinner. After the senator, the professor, the Yale professor, also came in. And they were also quite surprised to hear Bessie playing. All the four elders, they stood silently and watched her amazingly as she was playing the music. And they were also hungry. So the father, Mr. Bostwick, the father of the little girl, Mr. Bostwick, who was very hungry, he picked up a bonbon dish that was lying on the table, and then he was about to eat it when he saw that the professor was also looking at him. So he courteously means very politely, offered one of those bonbons to the professor. The professor picked the lemon yellow, and also the senator, who took the lavender piece. He did not eat it, however, thinking that it might spoil his dinner. So the senator, out of these three people, the father ate the bonbon, the professor ate the bonbon, but the senator doesn't eat it, he keeps it in his pocket, the lavender piece. However, thinking that it might spoil his dinner and put it in his vest. Why didn't he eat it? Because he thought that if he eats the bonbon now, he won't be able to have dinner properly. Mrs. Bostwick, still intently listening to her daughter, and without thinking took the remaining piece, which was the white one. So there was one last piece left. She took the white one and slowly devoured it. Means she enjoyed it, enjoyed eating the bonbon. The dish was now empty, and Claribel Sudds' precious bonbons had passed from her possession forever. So Claribel Sudds, if you remember, is the same girl who bought these bonbons from the chemist, right? And now these were not meant, actually these were not meant for her, these were actually meant for these people who have now got the chance, got this privilege to eat these magic bonbons. Suddenly Mr. Bostwick, who was a big man, began to sing in a shrill. He had the pink he had the pink one, I think. So he had the pink confectionery, and so his effect started to show now. He started to sing in a shrill, tremolo, soprano voice. So he was singing so well, that means, right? He was singing very well. It was not the same song Bessie was playing, and the discord was so shocking that the professor smiled. The senator put his hand to his ears, and Mrs. Botswick cried in a horrified voice. In fact, although he was singing in a shrill tremolo soprano voice, maybe his song was good, but it was not matching with the music that Bessie was playing. So he was singing something else and she was playing something else, and it was a discord. Means it did not sound anything any well. There was no connection between these two. And Mrs. Botswick cried in a horrified voice. She was totally unhappy. She was surprised. Why are you singing like that? And she says, William. So Mr. Bostwick's name. She's taking his name, and she's so surprised, and she's calling out his name, and she's saying, William. The senator put his hand to his arm, and Mrs. Bostwick cried in a horrified voice. William. So this picture is showing it. So he is singing, and she's surprised. This must be the professor, and that's Bessie playing the piano. What's happened next? Let's check. He was singing so badly, actually, and it was so mismatching that the senator puts his hand to his ears, and that was his reaction. Party the evening, he did not know whether to resent the senator's behavior or not. The political meeting was a feature of the day, for the senator's eloquence was well known in Boston. So, this is what the father was thinking. He did not know whether to accept the senator's behavior or how should he react. The political meeting was a feature of the day, for the senator's eloquence was well known in Boston. So the big hall was crowded with people, and in one of the front rows sat the Bostwick family, with the learned Yale professor beside them. They all looked tired and pale, and the senator was rendered so nervous by seeing them that he refused to look in their direction a second time. So, for the dinner party, there were some more guests which were supposed to arrive, and the senator was supposed to give a lecture. He was supposed to say something, right? But now, when the people have started coming in, this was a political meeting, and now everybody is looking forward for the senator to say something. While the mayor was introducing him, the great man sat fidgeting in his chair. So the time has come when the senator was going to address the whole crowd. The mayor also arrives, and he introduces the senator to in front of everyone. But the great man means the senator sat fidgeting in his chair. Fidgeting means he was moving his fingers very fast. These are signs of nervousness. He was nervous and happening to put his thumb and finger into his vest pocket. So he was so nervous that he was putting his hand into the vest pocket as if he was looking for something. And then he found the lavender colored bonbon he had placed there the evening before. And he remembered that uh, this was about the previous night when he was in Bessie's house with her father, and he wore this coat where Mr. Beswick had given him he had offered a bonbon, and he did not eat it at that point of time, and now he is ready to eat it. So this is about the next day. We are talking about the Williams family, and Bess's play of piano has been done. Okay, that's over, and we're talking about the next day when something is happening in the senator's life, right? The senator here is going to give a speech in front of a lot of people, The mayor introduces him to all the people, and but the senator is very nervous, and now he has to speak in front of a lot of people. A few minutes afterwards, after he ate the bonbon, what happens? Now he is supposed to go on the stage and speak. A few minutes afterwards, he arose before the vast audience, which greeted him with enthusiastic applause. So everybody was clapping enthusiastically to welcome him. And then he starts speaking. My friends, began the senator in a grave voice, this is a most impressive and important occasion. Then he paused, balanced himself upon his left foot, and kicked his right leg into the air in the way favored by ballet dancers. What was this? Oh, so he has just eaten the bonbon and it has started showing its effect. Instead of speaking, now he is dancing on the stage like a ballet dancer. There was a hum of amazement and horror from the spectators, but the senator appeared not to notice that. So, spectators means the people who are watching him. They were amazed and they were surprised. Oh, what is he doing? A hum of amazement means they were humming to each other. Oh, what is happening? Oh, what is happening? What is he doing? Like that. He whirled around, but he did not seem to be bothered. And he whirled around upon the tips of his toes, kicked right and left in a graceful manner, and startled a bald-headed man in front of the row by casting a longing glance in his direction. So he was in his own world and he started dancing ballet, and he was hardly bothered about what other people were thinking about him. Suddenly, Claribel Sudds, who happened to be present, uttered a scream and sprang to her feet, pointing an accusing finger at the dancing senator. She cried in a loud voice. Now, Claribel was also in the same meeting, and she knew she got a hint of something, and she's charging at the senator. That's the man who stole my bonbons. Seize him. Arrest him. Don't let him escape. So she has come to know that this is the man who stole my bonbons, and she wants him to be arrested. But the ushers rushed her out of the hall. Ushers means the bodyguards of the senator. So they would protect the senator. So they think that this girl who is charging at him is insane. So they catch hold of her and throw her out of the hall, thinking she had gone suddenly insane. And the senator's friends seized him firmly and carried him out of the stage entrance to the street, where they put him into an open carriage and instructed the driver to take him home. So the driver was instructed to take this person home. He could not deliver his speech. Okay? Everything had gone wrong. People were murmuring, it was horrific, some were laughing, and they did not know what was going on, what was happening to the senator. The effect of the magic bonbon was still powerful enough to control the poor senator, who stood upon the rear seat of the carriage and danced energetically all the way home. So his people were very careful in putting him in an open carriage, so there was space enough for him to move around even when he was in his carriage traveling, right? It was the carriage was moving, but he was also dancing at the same time, to the delight of the crowd of small boys who followed the carriage, and the grief of the sober-minded citizens who shook their heads sadly and whispered that another good man had gone wrong. So little children, they were finding it very funny, and there was a whole crowd who was making noise, and they were laughing at him. Okay, and some people were also thinking that this man has gone mad, the people, and they also is telling that he was a good man and he has gone mad. It took the senator several months to recover from the shame and humiliation of this escapade, and curiously enough, he never had the slightest idea what had induced him to act so extraordinary a manner. Perhaps it was fortunate the last bonbon had now been eaten, for they might easily have caused considerably more trouble than they did. So now the person, the senator, although he had recovered, but he was very ashamed and he was very humiliated. He knew that he did something very wrong. Everybody was laughing at him. Everybody was talking about him, and he stayed in his house, and he, you know, tried to recover from this pain, from this humiliation. Of course, Claribel went again to the wise chemist and signed a check for another box of magic bonbons, and she must have taken better care of these, for she is now a famous vaudeville actress. So the senator's story ended right there. But what happened to Claribel? She also had her dreams to fulfill. So she goes to the chemist once again, and then she gets another box of magic bonbons. She buys them from him, and then she becomes an actress. That's the end of the story. Now let's see what are the questions like. Describe the events that took place at the Bostwick residence after Bessie brought home the box of bonbons. So they want the events to be told about serially. Here are the hints, right? So let's see. I can either. What had the senator done? Where is it? Just give me one moment. Huh. So how do we describe the events that took place at the Bostwick residence after Bessie brought home the box of bonbons? First of all, she goes and sits. She eats the bonbons. She eats the chocolate bonbon, and then she starts playing piano. Her mother comes downstairs to check how well she was playing. Her mother was surprised to see that Bessie was playing so well. Then the father joins in. The father calls her an infant prodigy. After that, the senator um, joins the family, and the father eats a bonbon, the pink one, and he also offers one of the bonbon to the senator, which was a lavender a bonbon. He keeps it in his pocket. He also gives the Yale professor a bonbon. The professor also eats it. The white bonbon was eaten by the mother, and once the father ate the pink bonbon, he starts to sing, but it was a total discord. Why? Because Bessie was playing one tune in her piano and the father was singing something else. So it was a whole lot of chaos. The mother shouts at him, and then that scene ends right there. What had the senator done that made the people say that another good man had gone wrong? So the senator was supposed to give a lecture. He was supposed to speak in front of a whole crowd, but instead of that, he starts to dance ballet under the influence of the bonbon that he ate. And when he was sent home in an open carriage, he continued to dance. When people on the road, including children and young and old people, they saw him. So the small children, they laughed at him. Some were shocked, and some believed that he had gone mad. That is why they said that another good man had gone wrong. They meant to say that he's gone mad. He was not sane anymore. Answer with reference to the text. I can neither sing nor dance. I cannot recite verse nor play upon the piano. I am no acrobat nor high kicker yet. Okay, so who's the speaker here? It's Claribel. To whom is the speaker saying this? To the chemist, Dr. Dawes. How does the person help the speaker? He makes some bonbons, magical bonbons for her. Why, she's an infant prodigy, gasped Anastasia. Who's the speaker? The father, Mr. Bostwick. What had the infant prodigy done? She was playing several tunes in the piano, and she was playing proficiently. Who was the speaker? Why was the speaker astounded? Because she was playing like a professional person. She was playing like any adult famous musician could play. That is why he was shocked and astounded. Right, the next question is, that's the man who stole my bonbons. Who's the speaker here? Claribel is the speaker here. Who's the speaker calling a thief? She's calling the senator a thief because she could see that he was dancing like a proficient ballet dancer, although he was supposed to give a speech. And she could instantly understand that he was on a stage, he was going to perform, and he was performing something which she was not supposed to do. So she could sum it up that he had her magic bonbons. What had the man done that made the speaker say these words? The man had her bonbon, and she could see that he, as a senator, he was not speaking, but he was dancing like a ballet dancer. Okay. Here's a word power. What is this? Let's check. Take the correct meaning, jingling her purse, emptying her purse, shaking her purse so that the coins jingled. Yes, that's the right option here. This is not clear at all. Um, let's see if we can scroll further and see. One too many. Okay, I can see this one. One too many. Okay, the first one is, I think, is trotted off, walked away. One too many, one more than the required number. Had broken into, had broken into, I quite don't understand this. Had begun to sing again, broke a song into another piece. I'm not sure about this question. Can't read this particular word. Um, okay, next question is collect his thoughts. Think quickly, take time to think over and something. Collect his thoughts means to take time and think over something. Stony glare, angry look, hum of amazement and horror, murmur of shocked voices. Yes, murmur of shocked voices is the correct choice. Now, do and learn. Have you ever done anything that has taken people by surprise? You can write this. That's up to you. While most of us may know about Beethoven and Rubinstein, many of us may not even have heard about Thomas Blind Tom Wiggins. Find out more about this. So, yes, this is your job. You can go ahead and do this on your own. If you have any questions, any queries from this chapter, please go ahead and do that. So, I'm going to end this meeting now. I hope you have understood the story very well. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.